On the eve of Thanksgiving, November 24th, 1971, a man known as D.B. Cooper pulled off an audacious act, leaving behind one of aviation's greatest puzzles. But he isn't the only mystery in today's episode. The skies hold more secrets, like the enigmatic case of pilot Frederick Valentic, who vanished after reporting an otherworldly encounter. And beyond the tangible realm of our world lies a question that has tickled thinkers and tech moguls alike. Are we living inside a grand simulation? Welcome to a special episode of Beyond Belief, Yuna's Mysteries. I am Yuna Waters. Before we delve into these captivating tales, a brief note to our cherished viewers. If these mysteries draw you in as they do us, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, and show your love with a thumbs up. Your continued support fuels our channel, enabling us to unveil more perplexing stories from the corridors of time. And if you'd like to keep me energized during these deep dives, feel free to buy me a cup of coffee. Prepare yourselves, as today we traverse enigmatic skies and question the very fabric of our reality. Enjoy. On the afternoon of November 24th, 1971, a man carrying a black attaché case approached the counter of Northwest Orient Airlines in Portland, Oregon. He identified himself as Dan Cooper and purchased a one-way ticket on Flight 305, bound for Seattle, Washington. This man was about to etch his name in the annals of criminal history, not by the name he gave, but by the moniker he would later be mistakenly given, D.B. Cooper. The Boeing 727 took off on time and ascended into the cold, drizzly skies. Cooper, dressed in a business suit and a tie, lit a cigarette and ordered a bourbon and soda, while the plane cruised towards its destination. Mid-flight, he handed one of the flight attendants a note, which, in the bustle of service, she initially ignored, assuming it was just a lonely businessman's phone number. But Cooper leaned towards her and whispered, "You'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." The note's details were chilling. Cooper claimed he had a bomb in his briefcase and wanted her to sit with him. The flight attendant complied, and Cooper opened his case slightly, revealing a glimpse of wires and red sticks. He then made his demands: $200,000 in negotiable American currency, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck standing by in Seattle to refuel the plane for a getaway. Upon landing, Cooper exchanged the flight's 36 passengers for the ransom and parachutes. The plane took off again, directed to head for Mexico City, flying low and slow with the rear air stair down. It was a stormy night, and as the plane flew over the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, Cooper took his fateful leap into the abyss, vanishing into the darkness, his body never found. The manhunt that ensued would become one of the most famous and extensive in U.S. history. The FBI scoured the potential drop zone, but the rugged terrain and inclement weather hindered their efforts. They investigated and eliminated hundreds of suspects, followed thousands of leads, and examined countless fingerprints. Despite their efforts, Cooper's identity and fate remained a mystery. In 1980, a young boy stumbled upon a decaying package of $20 bills, totaling $5,800 on the banks of the Columbia River. The serial numbers matched the ransom money, fueling further speculation about Cooper's fate. Did he survive the jump and lose some of the money in the river? Or did the elements claim him, leaving the cash as the only remnant of his daring escape? Over the years, the legend of D.B. Cooper has grown, inspiring books, movies, and TV shows. Some theories suggest he was an experienced paratrooper. Others speculate he had no idea what he was doing and plummeted to his demise. Amateur sleuths have continued to pore over the case, generating new leads and suspects, but the FBI officially closed the investigation in 2016. leaving the tale of D.B. Cooper unresolved, suspended in the sky of mystery. As for the infamous D.B. Cooper, he remains a phantom, his identity as enigmatic as his fate. Whether he perished or lived to spend his ill-gotten gains, his story endures as a captivating chapter in the chronicles of unsolved mysteries, a high-flying enigma that has captured the public's imagination for decades and continues to intrigue mystery enthusiasts and armchair detectives across the globe. As we leave the enduring mystery of D.B. Cooper behind, we journey to another part of the world, where the vast skies over Australia's Bass Strait hold a secret of their own. But before we delve into that, if you're enjoying our deep dives into the world's most intriguing mysteries, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button below and ring the bell for notifications. Your support helps us bring more of these stories to light. October 21st, 1978. A young pilot named Frederick Valentic takes off on a routine flight, but what transpires is anything but routine. Strange lights, unexplained phenomena, and a radio transmission that would send shivers down anyone's spine. You're still watching Beyond Belief, Yuna's Mysteries. If you thought the tale of D.B. Cooper was intriguing, wait until you hear this one. Let's dive deep into the unexplained disappearance of Frederick Valentic. On a crisp evening of October 21st, 1978, the skies above Australia's Bass Strait became the backdrop for an event that would baffle aviation experts and UFO enthusiasts for decades. 20-year-old pilot Frederick Valentic embarked on a routine 125 nautical mile training flight in a Cessna 182L. Little did he know that this journey would become anything but ordinary. Frederick was no stranger to the skies. With around 150 hours of flight time and a Class 4 instrument rating under his belt, he was qualified to soar through the night skies. Passionate about aviation, he had aspired to join the Royal Australian Air Force, but faced rejection due to inadequate educational qualifications. Still, his spirit remained unbroken, and he was part of the RAAF Air Training Corps, with dreams of a successful aviation career. However, his flying record wasn't spotless. From straying into a controlled zone to the questionable act of deliberately flying into a cloud, his actions raised eyebrows in the aviation community. Yet, what made him stand out, according to his father Guido, was his ardent belief in UFOs, a belief so strong that he harbored fears of being attacked by them. On that fateful evening, Valentich had set his course for King Island. The exact purpose of this journey remains mired in mystery. Some say he was off to pick up friends. Others speculate it was for crayfish. Both reasons were later debunked. Oddly enough, Valentich had failed to notify King Island Airport of his intended landing, a breach of standard procedure. The skies darkened as Valentich communicated with Melbourne Flight Service. He began reporting an unidentified aircraft tailing him. Despite being informed that there was no known traffic at his altitude, he insisted on seeing a mysterious craft. He described it as a large, unknown aircraft, illuminated by 4 bright lights, zipping past him at high speeds. As he relayed the strange maneuvers of this craft, like it was purposely toying with him, his voice grew increasingly uneasy. He reported engine troubles and the eerie presence of a shiny metallic aircraft with a green light orbiting him. The chilling words, "It's not an aircraft," were among his last transmitted words. Suddenly, the radio filled with the haunting sound of metallic scraping noises, and then silence. Despite the immediate launch of an extensive sea and air search operation that spanned over 1,000 square miles, no trace of Valentich or his aircraft was found. It wasn't until 5 years later that a piece of potential evidence washed ashore, an engine cowl flap belonging to a Cessna 182L, within the serial number range of Valentich's aircraft. But what happened in between remains an enigma. Numerous theories attempted to explain the mysterious disappearance. Some speculated that Valentich might have staged his own vanishing act. Others theorized he could have been disoriented, possibly flying upside down, mistaking reflections in the water for UFO lights. However, this theory seemed unlikely given the Cessna's design, which would have caused the engine to stall in an inverted position. In 2013, a review suggested that Valentich could have been trapped in a deceptive graveyard spiral, mistaking it for the strange orbiting maneuvers of the unidentified aircraft. Perhaps the most chilling theory embraced by UFO enthusiasts is that of an extraterrestrial abduction. Their belief is fueled by reports of a bizarre, erratically moving green light in the sky that fateful night. Adding to the enigma, on the very day of Valentich's disappearance, photos emerged capturing a fast-moving object near Cape Otway Lighthouse. Was this the unidentified craft Valentich spoke of? Or was it merely a trick of light? The chilling tale of Frederick Valentic serves as a haunting reminder of the many mysteries that lurk in our skies. A young pilot, eager to carve out a path in aviation, lost amid a sea of speculation, skepticism, and the unknown. As you contemplate the story, remember, the skies above us hold tales that stretch beyond belief. What do you think happened to Frederick Valentic? Share your thoughts and theories. And if you've enjoyed delving into this mystery with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe even buy me a cup of coffee. You're still watching Beyond Belief, Yuna's Mysteries. Our journey through the cosmos has taken us from unsolved aviation mysteries to a question even more profound. Are we living in a simulation? Imagine for a moment that our entire universe, with its galaxies, stars, and even our thoughts and emotions, are part of a sophisticated digital simulation. This isn't a New Age idea or a sci-fi plot, but a legitimate question posed by renowned philosophers, scientists, and thinkers. Let's first dive into the technological progression that brings us to this hypothesis. If you've ever played a video game or tried on a virtual reality headset, you're familiar with the idea of simulated environments. From the blocky, pixelated worlds of the 1980s to the near photorealistic environments today, our technology has made leaps and bounds in just a few decades. If such rapid development continues, who's to say that in a few hundred or thousand years, we won't have simulations that are indistinguishable from reality? This brings us to the famed philosopher Nick Bostrom and his intriguing statistical argument. Bostrom suggests that if it ever becomes possible to create these hyper-realistic simulations, then civilizations, perhaps far more advanced than us, might create numerous simulations for various purposes. If that's the case, then there would be one base reality, and potentially billions of simulated realities. Statistically, it might be more probable that we're in one of these myriad simulations rather than the original universe. But philosophers have been questioning the nature of reality long before computers existed. Remember Plato's allegory of the cave? He proposed that humans might only perceive a shadow of the true reality, seeing mere projections rather than the actual world. Isn't the simulation hypothesis just a 21st century rendition of this idea? Now, some scientists have pointed towards various cosmic phenomena and quirks in quantum mechanics as potential glitches in the simulation. Take quantum entanglement, for instance. Two particles can become entangled, meaning the state of one particle instantly affects the state of another, no matter the distance between them. This has baffled scientists because it seems to defy the limitations of light-speed transmissions. Could this be evidence of underlying code or programming? However, not everyone is on board with this idea. Critics of the simulation hypothesis argue that the mere possibility doesn't make it probable. There's a significant difference between can and is. They also highlight that the theory isn't falsifiable. In scientific terms, If you can't devise an experiment to potentially prove something wrong, it may not be a valid hypothesis. Yet the allure of the simulation idea isn't merely scientific. It touches deep existential chords. If we were in a simulation, where does that place us in terms of purpose, meaning, and spirituality? Would it lessen the significance of our experiences? Or might it introduce a new layer of wonder about who or what could be behind such an intricate simulation? High-profile tech leaders like Elon Musk have even thrown their weight behind this hypothesis, adding to its mainstream intrigue. Musk famously said that the odds we're in base reality are 1 in billions. To be clear, no one has been able to conclusively prove or disprove the simulation hypothesis. It remains one of the most captivating questions of our time, challenging our understanding of consciousness, existence, and reality itself. In the vast expanse of the universe, as we float on this blue dot, whether in base reality or a coded world, perhaps the most essential aspect isn't deciphering if it's real or not, but understanding and cherishing our place and purpose within it. As we conclude this special episode of Beyond Belief, Yuna's Mysteries, our minds are teeming with enigmas. From the audacious escape of D.B. Cooper to the perplexing disappearance of Frederick Valentic, and the profound question of our own existence in a possible simulation. If these tales of wonder and intrigue have captivated you, join me, Yuna Waters, in the conversation below. Let us know your thoughts, theories, and which story left the deepest impression. Spreading the word expands our community of mystery enthusiasts, so don't hesitate to share our channel with friends and fellow seekers. Your interactions, every comment, like, and subscription, empower us to delve deeper into the bewildering tales that lie on the fringes of comprehension. And if you'd like to offer a token of appreciation for our investigative efforts, a coffee always keeps the gears turning. Until we meet again, remain curious, keep questioning, and dare to believe, for in mystery lies truth. See you next time.